Abracadabra. Abracadabra. Why is it not working?
Take away your abracadabra.
My magic is depleted.
Magic.
I'm out of mana.
At me, Swan.
What the fuck? Good enough. What's up, dude? HX. Crazy. Hang on. I don't know, because your camera's there. Unless you just scoot them both over.
How messed up this is. He's trying to cut me out of the camera. Wow. I see it. No, I see how it is. That's fine.
Oh, that's better.
Hi.
Good to see you, William.
Hello.
What up, crazy? HX. Can you guys hear us good? Are we sounding good?
Hello.
We're Kylo, don't you start your shit.
Uh-oh. Kylo's starting his stuff.
Bork. He's hollering at Bork. What's up, Bork? How's Hank in here? Did you jump over?
Listen.
Jumped over.
The answer to who let the dogs out is you, okay?
It was hot as balls. It was so fucking hot. Bowser, Big Bean Burrito.
Well, they're insane. You know we can't keep them in here.
Rock 5038. No, only Hank is in here. The rest can't get in.
Well, they'll be forking the whole time.
Gage, Rick James, Story Girl. We got Hank. We got a guest star.
Hank's here.
He broke in.
Hank's here.
He breaks in so quietly, I literally didn't even hear him.
Well, he's
Like-
like,
Millie, bro, Feather, thank you again for the raid.
oh yeah.
It's been a hectic day, guys. And
How perfect is it? It's an ADHD podcast, and here we are 24 minutes late.
well, yeah.
I don't think that could have gone any better.
Well, yeah.
Yeah. But, hey. Anyway, I am live on Facebook here. So you're looking over here. That is why.
Could be louder. Yeah, she's streaming on Facebook for the first time. So
right.
we want to get her friends in on the podcast.
Yeah. Welcome to our new podcast, the ADH SQUIRREL. It's a podcast where we come together each week to remind each other that we're not alone. Because, hey, I think the world needs that right now, guys. We're, weird times. It's weird times, huh?
I'm alone.
Yeah, you're gonna be alone if you keep kicking me out of this camera frame.
Scoot over.
I'm good now.
Okay.
I guess we're into
Okay.
So.
Didn't know you could stream on Facebook? Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can go live. Actually, it's exciting because here's why. It's exciting for me. I actually got a badge where not only can I go live, but I can take donations. How cool is that? They call it stars. So if anybody's on Facebook and listening, the stars it's a penny for a star, but it's a 10-star minimum to, I guess, cheer the stars. So 10 cents is what's needed to test this star thing out. But also, guys, I now have a follow button on my page because they deemed me a professional, which they don't know what they're doing, obviously. But if anybody who's already on my friends list on Facebook could just go on my page and hit that follow button, that would be awesome. Because the more follows I get, the more things I can do with this professional profile, and we would love to get this podcast up and running here. So, because it's something we're, well, at least I'm pretty passionate about. Welcome to the podcast where I just drag my husband along for the ride, basically. But he's a good thing he's okay. What are you looking at? Is something wrong? Are we having technical difficulties?
Yeah, it's talking about your frames. I changed your latency. Hopefully that'll help. She's using the Facebook.
Thank you for changing my latency.
The built-in stream software on Facebook, and we've
Yeah.
never used that before. I'll
If
probably
you're-
set her with OBS sometime this week.
Whatever that means. Latency problems, obviously, you know?
I'm trying to use my mouse to control her computer right now.
If anybody wants to add me on Facebook, speaking of, let me give you my super secret Facebook link here. Here we go. Ready? telling you.
OBS will be fun. Yeah, I'll get her set up on OBS so she can, well, so I can help her, dude. I don't know how to fucking use that
Somebody needs to
Facebook
help me.
software.
Help! I don't even. Can I put this on the page?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe. Well, you can post it in Discord.
Nah, I'm old school. We're gonna write it down. If anybody's not on Facebook and would like to join our Facebook, that's on Twitch here because we're on both. And Facebook. So, facebook.com/Amanda Dot Di Domenic Antonio. I'm gonna keep that there for a second because unless you're straight from the streets of New York, you're probably not gonna know how to spell that last name. Why can't you read backwards? They don't do that in New Zealand? We're gonna teach these kids. We gotta teach these kids. It's the right way on my Facebook page here. All the more reason to join the Facebook.
That's not even a link.
It is a link. That's what they gave me as a handle. That's what
Nope,
they
I
said.
just put it in main chat. It is not a link. It's not linked to anything.
Well, that is what they told me that that it was. So, what do I know? I'm just a girl. I'm just a squirrel with a Facebook page.
How do links actually work?
Nobody knows.
HTTP. What's the first letters?
HTTPS.
And then what?
/ Everything's backwards.
Is it
here.
one
Get used
colon
to
or
it.
2 colons?
That's a question I don't have. Are you posting
Or is it 2? I don't know. I'm trying.
All right. Well, hey, while you're doing that, anybody that's in Facebook
God damn it.
that wants to watch on Twitch and join this community,
Are those HTTPS : /
you know what?
Why is it not working?
We'll get it posted after the pod. Don't worry. We'll have all the links. But anybody's on Facebook,
Oh, you are live. I'm on Facebook.
I
and it
told
says
you I'm
you're
lying. What do you think I'm lying to you?
I can see it.
So on Facebook here,
Dude, I asked
if you'd like
that.
to join Twitch, twitch.tv/Zwar333. There we are.
I asked that in college. Like, I was like, what's a Facebook? Somebody in freshman year sitting outside of class or something like, or taking an SAT or something asked me if I was on Facebook. I was like, the fuck is Facebook? Is that like some shit to do with the college or something?
Do you kids use Facebook these days?
I had no idea
What are the kids saying?
the fuck it was.
Yeah, I know. Anywho. Let's get into it. Whenever you're ready.
I'm posting. I'm trying to share your shit.
No, it's okay.
Trying to share your shit. It's all about MySpace. Yeah, I know. I was on MySpace, right?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Copy link. Okay.
I so wish I could still get into my MySpace profile just to get my music list back. That's all I want.
I had like
I
original
want my
songs,
music. Yeah, I miss MySpace too. I know.
and they're
know.
gone. Okay, well that's exactly what I typed, but they didn't like it when I typed it. I had to copy paste it. Okay, can you see your chat?
Told ya. Can I see my chat? I can see my chat, but I don't think there's anybody
Okay,
in
there
here,
you
so
go.
there's no cheat. Feel free to chat because we are gonna answer. You know, we're gonna reply. We're gonna answer questions. We're not gonna just sit here and ignore you. But
I am.
You will.
I will.
Typical. What we are gonna do though is we're gonna cut this music.
Are we?
We're gonna do something. I don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Squirrel. Promise we're gonna get to doing something soon. Maybe.
What are we talking about?
Good question, right?
Yeah.
It's just fun because you have no idea what we're talking about. I just kind of make it up myself, drag you in here with me. So, but yeah, the reason we started this podcast 2 weeks is in 2 weeks because I really wanted to do it last week. I've been having some issues, my back and all that. So, feeling a lot better this week. Here we are. Really glad that we're able to be here and I'm feeling better. The first week, kind of just talked about who we are a little bit. ADHD. I don't really want to make it all about that. You know, kind of just want to make it about people, about what we're all going through right now, because the world's crazy. It's nuts right now, right? Like, how are you?
Tired.
Yeah. I think we all feel a little tired. It's just been a crazy, just, it's only February. And it's been so wild. This year's been so wild already. It's crazy. So, welcome. If you can see my shirt, if anybody can see my shirt, probably not. My sister gave me this shirt.
Billy!
My shirt says, "Don't be shady." I'm dealing with a lot of shade this week. A lot of shady characters.
That's cute.
So, don't be shady. But yeah, it's been a week. I feel like this week has been like a whole year. I feel like it's gone through a whole year in a week, right? Yeah. So
Sorry, I just took my meds. They haven't kicked in yet.
Oh man. So it's been a rough week for me. It's been I got fired. Let's talk about that. I got fired this week.
Well, I told him.
I never have said this word before. I've never been fired, ever. And I got fired from some made up stuff. And it's a place that I worked for almost 4 years. And it was a place where everybody was, I thought, my family, you know? And man, it's just, you never know. You never know what's going to happen. But hard times show you who your real friends are. That's all I can say. And I appreciate everybody. Everybody I know, Facebook friends, are probably more of the people that I actually know in real life. So thank you to everybody who's reached out to me this week. And you don't know what that means to me because it's been really hard. It's been hard. I've had a hard week because I'm sensitive. I'm a sensitive squirrel. And you know, when people hurt my feelings, I take it to heart. So, but we'll get through it. We'll get over it. Life goes on, and everything happens for a reason. So, here we are. Yep.
Making it so far. It's been tough this year.
It has. It's been really tough this year. It's been. Oh, thank you, Lily.
She does. She always asks about
you. Thanks, Lily. That is so sweet. I really appreciate that more than you know. So, thank you. All right. Well, we're gonna get into. I got some questions for you.
Oh, great.
Are you ready?
No.
I got some questions for you.
I'm a little.
Nobody's ready for this.
I'm a little nauseated.
You're nauseated?
A little bit.
By the fact of.
No. Where I haven't been using cannabis.
Goodness. Oh man, yeah, that's hard too, huh?
Yeah.
Do you feel like the cannabis helps with your ADHD symptoms?
Yeah, and hurts.
And what?
And hurts. It's both. It has pros and cons, I think.
What do you think it does to help you with it?
It just quiets some of the chatter. You know, when I'm unmedicated or sober or whatever. And well, you remember when I was going through my awakening phase and I was sober and the thoughts would come in so fast, I would have to write things down and people wouldn't be able to, I'd be conversing with people and they'd be like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, it's way worse than it is now.
It was pretty bad. That was pretty
as far as that goes, people thought I was crazy. I mean, my sister's like, you might need to get help. She told me that.
We all need a little help sometimes.
It's not a great thing to say to somebody.
You know, some of us know how to support better than others.
Right.
Family's tough.
Sure.
So well, you're doing a great job of making it through, and I am proud of you.
Thanks.
And I think it's important that you know that. So all right, I'm gonna come up with question number 1 here because this is something that I just think is really funny. It's a really funny symptom of ADHD, but it's so true, and I never really realized it until I was watching a video and they mentioned it. But the concept of out of sight, out of mind. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, if it's not in front of my face, whether it's something that somebody asked me to do or literally a person that I care about, like a family member, if I don't see them a lot, my brain actually forgets that exists. It doesn't hold that part. I don't know what it is. Do you feel the same way?
Yeah, sometimes there will be people in the stream that I'll see all the time.
Yeah.
And then they vanish for a while and then it hits me a month later.
Like, oh, yeah.
And I feel like a dick, you know?
Because you care, right? You love that person. Like, you care about that person.
Yeah, like it literally just happened to me today or
Yeah.
yesterday with fucking, I'll say his name, dude, See-Through Ghost.
Oh, no.
Because I couldn't remember for a second, dude. That's how like bad it is and shit.
Sorry,
and
See-Through Ghost.
See-Through Ghost like would be in the stream all the time, like
Yeah.
every day, and would like raid me every day. And he was streaming hard on Twitch, and then he's been MIA for a while, and I hadn't seen him, and it just like hit me. I was like, dude, what's See-Through Ghost been into? But it was like, dude, I couldn't even think of the fucking name for a second.
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah.
And like I know it just came right to me, you know what I mean? But it had been so long. I mean, you know, after a month or two and just being busy with, you know, your health stuff and fucking trying to get everything in order with, you know, adulting and and then doing the streams and, you know, everything else.
And it makes you feel bad. It makes
Oh,
you feel
yeah.
like, it's like, yeah, you don't want to tell the person that, like, hey, sorry that I forgot to call you back. I actually forgot that you are a thing.
It's like, yeah. And now I'm like, damn, I wish I'd reached out or something, you know, and be like, hey, bro, how you been? I hadn't seen you in a while. And I still might, you know.
Right. Right.
But it's like, yeah, I think sometimes people, you know, take that the wrong way. Like I don't care or something.
Sure.
And it's like, I do care, you know.
Yeah. It's
I just forget. It's just like, yeah, out of sight, out of mind for sure. Like ostrich syndrome.
In the sand.
Yeah.
I know. Very narrow focused thing. I feel like a neurodivergent brain is just trying to get through the day sometimes with its own like thing going on.
The refrigerator has a back? I thought it was just built into the wall.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I'll have to check on that.
Is it not?
Do some research.
All right. So yeah, that's one thing that I just thought is like it's a funny symptom, but it's not funny when you have friends that probably are like, what, why is this person not even talking to me anymore? But yeah, I sometimes I just forget that my own mother exists. Sorry, Mom. It's like she's not here. It's like, oh.
Well, she does her best to forget about you, so.
Ooh, shots fired. All right.
Doesn't she?
Wow.
She just lives in her own world.
Love you, Mom.
But that's
that's most people, though. That's most people.
I don't think that's ADHD.
That's most people, though. Most people have a lot going on. Hello, Hank. Hank would love to be part of this podcast. He is hard. But yeah, so that's a trait for sure. So okay, I have a cool fact that I read about and I'll share with you. Probably already know this, but maybe not the number. So humans can see frequencies from 430 to 730 THz, which is something hertz, hertz, and perceive sound between 20 hertz and 20k hertz. These ranges are just a tiny portion of the entire spectrum of light and sound, meaning much of what exists is entirely invisible to us. Science. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, yeah, we only see a tiny part of the spectrum of light. Like visible light is very small.
Yeah.
Compared to the other things.
Yeah, when you really delve into quantum physics, which is something that I am very interested in and think it's fascinating, you learn really quickly that most of what exists we can't even detect with our human brains and our human eyes and our human senses. And it's just kind of freakish to think about. You know, makes you realize that ghosts are probably real because, you know, just because we can't see it doesn't mean it's not there. It's just an interesting fact that I read this week. So you got any interesting facts you can give us? Yeah, nothing.
No.
Absolutely nothing. That's good. All right. I was hoping you wouldn't. Thank you. All right. Well,
I'm trying not to throw up, so maybe don't jostle me too much. Maybe not.
Should I cancel that roller coaster ride we're gonna go on after
for
this?
sure.
Oh man, all right, bummer. So, well, okay. So, obviously, last week I was touching on a little bit of how it's different symptoms in women than it is in men sometimes who have ADHD, and I've been doing a little bit of reading about why it's so different and why women get diagnosed at such a later age, I guess, than men. But the facts are the average age of ADHD diagnosis for women not diagnosed as children is 36 to 38.
Damn.
36 to 38.
How old were you when you got
36.
diagnosed? 36?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, and since I'm aging backwards, that was like 10 years ago, you know? But yeah, it's 36 to 38 years. So imagine you're going 36 to 38 years with this thing in your brain that you're thinking there's something wrong with you. And then, you know, you finally find out, oh, it's because my brain doesn't work like people's and it doesn't process things like other people's and it's got different chemicals than other people's and all that. And I think that's why it's become so prevalent as of lately, obviously more so with the internet and being able to learn that way and connect with other people who have this. But and COVID actually, you know, brought out Google Doctor a lot. So a lot of people were diagnosed during COVID because they had a lot of time to think about it. But I feel like the stigma that people think that more people are getting diagnosed because they just want to have ADHD, but I don't think that's true. I think it really is.
I think I didn't want to like, you know, I think I spent so long not even considering that it was an option because like I always like, you know, when I was a kid, I wasn't like the most athletic or like the most popular or the funniest or anything, but I was the goddamn smartest. And like,
believe that.
I really was, dude. And I'm not bragging or saying anything. Like, I was smarter than any of the other kids in my grade.
You graduated early, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I would have been like valedictorian or salutatorian if I hadn't skipped a year.
Yep.
But like, I got in trouble all the time. I hated school, you know. I was high anytime I could be, you know. I just wasn't really interested in even, you know, just being there. Like even when I was in school, I was, you know, focused on other things. I was, I don't know. What was the question?
Squirrel. What's the question? It wasn't really a question. It was just, you know, that
I just want to tell you guys how smart I was. Okay, in case you didn't know. Smart as fuck, dude. No, but also a dumbass, you know? And it's like, how does that happen, I guess, you know? So, yeah, I didn't want to accept the diagnosis because
right. Okay,
like my intelligence, I felt like was, you know, like what I had that made me special or different or unique or stand out or, you know, like worth existing on the planet, essentially. And to, you know, say, okay, my brain does weird things and like I have essentially like a learning disability. It's kind of hard for me. And I think the perception of ADHD when I was younger was different too, that it was like, I mean, I remember kids who had ADHD and like took Ritalin and shit, and they were like, you know, just like off the walls, like wild as fuck. And, you know, it's like, I think I didn't want to like get grouped in with that. I, you know, got in trouble a lot and got disciplined a lot and wanted to avoid that, you know, at all costs and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. I didn't feel very good when I finally was diagnosed either. And I wanted to deny it, I guess, in my head for a while too. And I still sometimes don't really feel great sharing it with people because of the stigma. But
oh yeah, I remember when I said something about it one time, and you like got a little upset with me for talking about it or something.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's so I guess the point is that people aren't really out here trying to be special.
Yeah, for sure. Like I would have done anything in high school to just be like everybody else and just fit in. I just wanted so much. Like it caused me so much pain. You know, to be rejected so many times and different and always feeling weird and, you know, like you never fit in. And I would have, you know, I masked a lot and self-medicated a lot, you know, drank and smoked so I could socialize better. Yeah, I mean, it's not it's not something you'd ask for or want. And even, from like a medication standpoint, there's this whole thing with Adderall, but like Adderall doesn't fucking do anything for me except calm me down. Like, I wish I could get high on it. I wish it got me high, dude. I like being high. I got used to that.
I can attest to that.
I can function pretty okay with a buzz. I've got 2 decades of experience.
He's got experience.
But like, it doesn't get me high. It's like, I don't even understand like why it's a thing, because my brain is just, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. It was just very, I didn't understand either how people use Adderall as a party drug. Oh, I want to take a nap.
Yeah. For real, like now it's starting to kick in and I'm getting, less nauseous and like settling, but I'm just feeling sleepy now.
For sure.
Because I took it about an hour ago or whatever.
It's just crazy. It's crazy how differently brains can be wired in different humans, and that, one thing affects us one way and one thing will affect another person a completely different way. But it does get a stigma. It's like people think you just want to take this party drug. It's not the case. I just want to feel normal, man. Sometimes I just want to feel sane, stable, all the things. It's just hard to explain that to somebody who doesn't have that issue, really. I don't think anybody would really fully understand unless they do have that or are going through it.
Yeah, well, everybody's physiology is different too, and like everybody reacts to different things differently. Like, you and I would react to cannabis very differently in most cases, and yeah, it's very individualized based on your own physiology and experience to some extent too. But
absolutely. So yeah, but back to the women diagnosis thing. That's the reason that women are diagnosed later, is because, like you were saying, kids get in trouble.
Oh yeah.
In school. Think about the kid in school that always got in trouble for acting up. Was it a male or a female?
It was always male.
It was a boy. Yeah. Because they present things physically outwards. I think we talked about this a little bit last week.
Sure, and it's the difference in the hyperactivity and the inattentive.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And we talked about that last night too. And I realized last night when we talked about it how I switched from hyperactivity to inattentive to avoid the trouble,
Yeah, absolutely. But the problem with women being diagnosed so late is that it causes other symptoms, and there are symptoms that I absolutely struggled with because of it for a lot of my life, and I didn't even realize that was the problem. Squirrel. And so things like anxiety, depression, any kind of mood disorder, really. Those are all just subtle symptoms that, females have for ADHD. And it's really kind of sad that people have had to live like this for as long as they have, and now we're just now figuring it out, because, I went all my life thinking that I was just depressed and messed up in the head.
Yeah, fucked up. Like, I just thought I was a fuck up for like 30 some years.
Exactly. And it's kind of crazy how just having some knowledge of what actually is going on in your head just, not only like makes you feel better, but even taking the medication, like, that's a game changer, That's a game changer. I wish I had that 20 years ago, for sure. And you can say that all you want, I'm glad that I went through the things I went through to become who I am right now, but I'm just saying, I'm sure there's a lot of people that feel that way. Things could have been a lot different, or things would have been a lot easier if we've been diagnosed.
Oh yeah, I mean, I almost killed myself a bunch of times attempting to self-medicate. And it's just so funny now because, I was telling you the other day, like, I really don't like being like fucked up, like out of control or something. But, it used to be the goal.
Sure, yeah.
Every night, like I had so many cigarette burns in my carpet of this one apartment because I would just like nod out watching, I don't know, Twin Peaks or something. I know, that was when I first found Twin Peaks, was that phase. Yeah, man, it's like, and we were talking last night about the RSD, rejection sensitivity disorder. disorder or dysphoria.
Dysphoria?
I think it's dysphoria,
Okay.
rejection sensitivity dysphoria, and how much of an impact that has had and continues to have because ADHD people are extra sensitive because of cumulative guilt and everything, cumulative trauma, essentially. And we're like, we see somebody make a face, and I'll do it with you. You'll be arguing with me, and I'll be like,
dysphoria.
Why are you looking at me like that? Yeah. I'll freak out, dude. If she's like, I can't help but react. And I'm like, yeah. And just like at the smallest, thing can cause like a rejection type experience,
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And that's easy to do on Twitch too, because you can like misunderstand people, or you're not communicating in person, so it's easier to sometimes get confused at what somebody's vibe is. Like sarcasm doesn't translate through text so well, and
Sure.
things like that.
Yeah.
So it's still something that affects me, man. Like sometimes I'll have somebody who's probably my friend, dude, and probably has good intentions and means well, and they'll do something, and I make an assumption, and based on a past experience, and it's typically due to the accumulated RSD that I'm so sensitive about that, and I'll like write somebody off or be like, oh, I thought they were my friend, why would they do this, and it's like they didn't even mean anything by it, like I would infer, or it was just a thing they didn't like. When I forget somebody, you know what I mean? It doesn't mean I don't like you, it just means that's my fucked up brain. And everybody has their own shit going on, and it's hard if you have ADHD and maybe somebody else has like OCD, or somebody else is bipolar, or somebody else is BPD, I mean multiple personalities, or whatever it may be. No, you're a great one to talk about, Wanda, because I've talked to Mrs. Z about this before, how you and I have the opposite disorders, but we're like best fucking friends for some reason. It's like, it's so funny, dude.
Oh man.
It's hitting hard. It happens a lot to me. I think it happens to a lot of people, man. Millie, Lily, and that's why we're here talking about it. And please, dude, if you guys have stories and experiences and stuff that are relevant to these, or if you have questions and stuff, man, let us know 1,000%. And we'll be glad to speak to that. We want this to be interactive and inclusive. So thank y'all for being here.
Absolutely.
I'm just weird. That's how I felt for a long time, dude. I moved.
Weird is a compliment, okay?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to be not weird.
If
not weird is boring.
Like Austin has the Keep Austin Weird like thing, and
Yeah.
Asheville kind of co-opted that.
Portland.
But then I moved to Asheville, and I didn't like it because I felt normal.
Yeah.
Because like people were so fucking weird in
Not the odd
Asheville.
duck, yeah.
Yeah.
People
I
were
wasn't
walking around carrying bathtubs and like.
Yeah, nobody gave a fuck what I was. Nobody even
blinks an eye.
thought twice
Yeah,
about me.
I
I'm
know.
like, dude, I don't like it here. I feel too normal.
Yeah, it's so true. It's so true. Yeah, that's why. Honestly, that's why I've never wanted to live in a place like that, because you're with a bunch of other weirdos and you feel like they can't help you.
Well, maybe we're supposed to help the normal people.
Maybe we are. Maybe we are. I don't know. That's why we're here. We just, like I said, we're all connected. We really are. And
is anybody actually normal out there?
there's no
Raise
such
your
thing as
hand if
normal.
you think you're normal.
What is normal? It's all just it's all a scale of weirdness.
Abby normal.
Yeah, that's very true. We all are. Takes one to know one.
She's got to watch Young Frankenstein with me.
Never seen it. Going to that.
Then you'll know who Abby normal is.
Scary.
It's so scary.
Frankenstein's scary.
Smoking that Frankenstein weed.
But yeah, so rejection sensitivity dysphoria. Very real, very real. And that's part of why I've been having such a hard time this week, because I'm very sensitive. And it's hit me hard, man. It's hit me hard. You've seen me. You're looking at what you're looking at what Wanda's saying.
Normal people are the fucking weirdest, dude. I'm like, how are you how do you just accept this reality and just go? They're fucking NPCs, bro.
You don't question anything? No, that's okay. This is not weird to you.
And I mean, if we're in the Matrix, dude, there might be some AIs. There might be some NPCs.
Absolutely. bunch of reptilians out there. There's a bunch of lots of weirdos out there that aren't real weirdos or like weirdos. You know what I'm saying?
If I was a robot, how would I even know I was a robot?
Touche.
I'm 15, lad. If you need to report a crime, somebody handcuff HX.
Oh, goodness. All right. Good thing we are not mental health professionals, huh? We're just...
Yeah, that's the thing too, man. We're not professionals. I'm a dumbass. And I make shitty jokes in bad taste. And you know, if y'all need help, dude, I'm glad to talk to you, but there's numbers that you can call and stuff too. And if you guys need help, dude, please reach out to somebody.
Man, we are just people that have been through some stuff, and we can relate to a lot of things, you know. And really easy to put on a face out in the world, and you know, act the way you're supposed to act and all that. But that's what keeps people from, you know, connecting, and that's what makes people feel so alone, because people aren't willing to be vulnerable and like realize that we're all going through the same stuff, you know.
It's not that easy for me anymore.
Yeah.
It's not.
You can't pretend. Once you stop pretending, you can't go back to pretending.
Right.
You can't. It's just impossible.
Yeah, it is. It is. Like when I go out, sometimes I'm like, you know, oh, I need to go back to, you know, operating in this matrix and get a job, a 9 to, you know, or 40-hour full-time benefits. And like,
it doesn't work.
Then I go out to do it, and it like,
it's miserable.
It is. It's like I have to force myself.
Square peg, round hole, always.
Do it.
I know.
And it's like, here, dude, this is fucking work. I mean, this is work. You can ask Mrs. Zwar how hard I've worked today on the stream shit. I've been like a fucking chicken with my head cut off, dude. And you guys probably maybe notice me calming down a little bit now, but it's hard goddamn work, but I'm glad to do it because it matters to me.
Yeah.
Like, this shit matters to me. The yoga and meditation has saved my life in a huge way. You know, I don't know that we'd even be here talking to you guys without the yoga and meditation and stuff.
Not. What a plot twist in our relationship and your life, really.
Yeah, for sure. Know? I told Watu earlier, I said, because I was trying to get people to do yoga, and he said, nah. And I was like, well, have you ever tried it? And he said, no, not yet. It's like, yeah, I never expected myself to be doing this shit either, but here we are.
Exactly. Never say never.
Oh, I get that, HX, dude. You know, and like, nothing wrong with that, dude. I'm not knocking it. No, if you're out here working, dude, props and much love and respect and like, so much respect. Yeah, it's like I'm lucky. We're lucky that we don't have kids and we have the dogs. You know, we got to feed the dogs and show up for them and stuff. And, you know, it affects my mood and stuff too. Like sometimes if we get into an argument or something and are arguing and like getting loud with each other or whatever, kind of being nasty, like, which doesn't happen that often. Rarely really happens anymore, but you know, used to happen more before we were,
since you started behaving better
regulated. But like the dogs will get upset and I'm like, oh, I don't want to upset them, so I'll calm down. I mean, you got to show up for your family, and you know, huge respect and love for y'all for doing that, dude.
Absolutely.
And somebody's got to safeguard the future of the planet, so we need good kids out here, dude, with good parents. So love you, brother.
Absolutely.
Hang in there. But you know, if you ever fucking need to unmask, we're always here, dude, and y'all can always vent and let us know, dude. Reach out in a DM, hit me up on stream. And I know sometimes on stream, dude, we try to keep things, I do my best to keep things positive on stream, just to not bring anybody down, but also hold space for whatever comes up. So, you know, if you ever need something, dude, like let me know that you need something, and I will do my best to you know, at least be here and listen.
Absolutely. That goes for any of my friends too. You know, I feel like I'm very approachable when it comes to talking to, and a lot of people, you know, do talk to me about their stuff because I don't judge people. You know, like how are you gonna judge people when we're all going through the same stuff, honestly? And like I've been through some stuff myself, and just the compassion that I have for people that are willing to put themselves out there and be vulnerable is like immense, because that's courage right there. That's courage. Like I said, you're not alone, and sometimes it only takes one person telling you that to change your whole day, change your whole outlook. Because I don't think we're told that enough. I don't think we connect enough anymore as human beings. It's just such a surface level planet and existence that we're living on.
Yeah, it's so shallow for a lot of people. And I think though, man, that a lot of those people go home and then they're sad.
Yeah.
But they don't want to tell
I
anybody.
know.
Or, they just keep it all inside or act like they have to be strong for everybody else or
Yeah.
like look cool or I don't know what I'm sure it's different for everybody, but
Absolutely. Yeah, that's the worst part. And I think it's worse with men. It's worse with
Oh,
men
yeah.
because I mean, we could go talk hours about that, but just the stigma of men need to be tough and
Be
guys
a
don't
man.
cry and all that stuff. Like
Pussy.
I think the greatest strength that a man can show is to cry because it just shows that you're your own person. You don't really care what other people think. You got your own way of living, and it's just it's really sad that this society has taught boys that. I mean, look at what it's produced. It's produced a bunch of people with no empathy and no compassion for other people.
Fucking Andrew Tate.
There you go.
Sissy, pussy,
There you go.
girly man.
All those words. All those words. Yeah.
Sheila.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm all about it and like jest and fun, but like at the end of the day, seriously, like that is something that men deal with, and I know that. Like it's hard. I don't think it's easy to be a guy in the sense that you can't feel like you can't show your feelings. We're kind of expected to do that.
I feel like I remember, like, I don't remember specifically the situation or, where or when or the context, but I feel like I remember, like, the first time I saw my dad cry,
Yeah.
and being like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay?
Right.
Do you need to go to the mental hospital? Or it was weird. It was like, it's a weird thing because, my dad was in the Army and I thought he was tough and, and he is tough.
Right. Right.
And like
that
tough.
definition of tough, like that's.
Yeah, it's such a silly thing, right? Like it's more tough to feel your emotions, dude. It's way harder to be in tune with that and feel that and go through that sadness than it is to just block it off. And that's why so many people just block it off because it's fucking hard. And, when something's hard and the tendency is like, well, I give up. I want to give up. I want to quit. I want to just do something different. This is not what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts. People don't like pain. As humans, we're adverse to pain. So we're going to do anything we can to not feel it,
Lily, I'm sure that it's even more so there. If y'all don't know, Lily's in Japan right now. And Japan is really very traditional in a lot of senses. And, the honor is a big thing there. And,
sure. What she just said is that in Japan, if you have any disabilities or disorder, you are disowned or removed from the family.
What?
That's wild. That's wild.
That is so wild.
See, no matter how bad you think you have it, somebody's always got it worse. Like,
that's so sad too. Like,
yeah.
I mean, those people need support and need community the most. I mean, imagine somebody in a wheelchair. You might need somebody to push it around, and if your family has excommunicated you or exiled you, like,
yeah,
wow,
tough.
That's really sad.
Absolutely, and that's what I mean by the state of the world right now. It's just so divided, and I hate to even put it this way, but the powers that be, whatever the reptilian group is that's controlling the whatever right now, wants us to be divided. Because divide and conquer, but united we stand.
But even that is a division. We have to, give those people a pass, man, and we have to give even those people who've done the most fucked up shit, and oppressed us. Like, I mean, you have to let them say we did this, and I'm sorry,
Well, that's their path and that's their karma, but also it's very evident that that is the goal. And it's active. It's an active goal right now. Just to
Oh yeah,
separate people, to divide
absolutely,
people.
absolutely. But it's not even us against them; it's us against
No,
us.
exactly.
You know,
Exactly.
like that's it. It's not. There's no them.
I think that's the hardest sector to convince of it, though. You know?
HX, what do you mean? I want to ask HX.
Sure.
He said, "Think about that: is mothers and children are loved unconditionally, and men and fathers are conditional." Can you like give me an example or elaborate on that a little bit? I'm just curious. You know what your experience or uh, with that is. I know it's different. You know, like the love between mother and father.
Yeah. Do you mean like a mother and their children that's unconditional, but a father and son is like conditional?
Homeless people and streetwalkers are disowned people. I mean, it's the case in America too that a
Oh, yeah.
lot of I'd say most homeless people have, mental issues
Absolutely.
or physical, some kind of disability, some kind of disorder. I'd say 99% of the time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I mean in the US, a lot of the homeless people are veterans. That is so sad.
Super
So
sad.
sad, you know?
Yeah.
People that fought for what they believed, our freedom in our country, and were willing to give their lives and their limbs and their sanity for us, just throw them away like garbage. And that is like one of the saddest things here in America. And it hurts my heart because that's amazing. I mean, that's just like it's like slap in the face to somebody willing to do that. You know, that's just so it's rough. That's rough. And I can't even imagine what that's like. An individual, I can't even imagine. We'll have a lot of compassion.
It's hard for empaths. We've been
It's
talking
hot out
about
here in
that
these streets. I know.
lately too, man. And I think
It
that
is. It really is.
I know that a lot of y'all in chat are, intuitive or empathic and stuff. And,
Sure.
if you've been going through it lately, man, you're not alone. And
No.
it's not even all you. We're picking up feelings just from everything, all the vulnerability, all the chaos in the world, and just how volatile it is. That's not something that we can easily ignore or trivialize.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, I see that we show dominance every second to even be felt or shown we are worth it. It feels like, but I guess my question is like, who made you feel that way? Do you think is it like a family thing? Did you grow up like that?
It's just
Was it just society?
society. It's
Yeah.
all of it. It's
Yeah.
all of it. It's every dude. It's every dude. And then, I mean, some girls too, man, are like that too. Like
Sure.
if a girl calls you a pussy, like that feels really bad. That's like, that feels worse than a dude calling you a pussy.
Good thing I've never called you that. Yeah.
A robber breaks in your house. Who's gonna stop that person? Mrs. Zwar.
Oh, yeah, totally. There's security right here.
She's way meaner and tougher and stronger than I am.
Oh yeah, you may think I'm a chihuahua, but
I don't know about stronger actually, because I'm so much bigger than you, and that gives me an unfair advantage.
You want to go? Is that what you're saying?
I mean, I
Are you
think
saying you want
in
to go?
terms of sheer,
Or do you want to take this outside? Is that
I
what you're
think
saying or
I
no?
think if we did the machine where you punch the thing at the bar, I would have a higher score.
Bet. We're gonna have to figure this out.
I mean, not meaning to. I think you're.
That's not fair. I'm at a disadvantage right now because of my back issue. I got.
You are hurt right now.
Yeah, so you're trying to take advantage of that, aren't you?
You are
You're like,
hurt
come on,
right
let's
now.
go. Let's go try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, look.
You wouldn't even make that. You wouldn't.
What up,
Hi
Facebook?
there. You wouldn't. You wouldn't even make that offer to go against each other if I were full speed here. So.
How's that, Kyun?
Kyun. Yeah, Kyun Joe. Hey there.
Hey, Kyun.
That is somebody who runs a dog rescue over in Uganda. Do you see what I mean? Like we're all connected, man. Like that's somebody across the world. Hey. And man, I have a lot of respect for people in that part of the world too, because they're just trying to get by and he's somebody who's helping innocent beings when it's probably a struggle for him too, you know?
Okay, HX. Yes, absolutely. The traditional, male role is, being the provider and all that and going out and hunting. You know, I think it comes from that, dude. It's like a leftover. It's an artifact from the hunt.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
like the women stay home and, you know, give birth and raise the children, and they don't really have much to accomplish. They just maintain.
Sure.
You know,
Yeah.
and then dudes have to go accomplish things like and bring something back and have something to show your accomplishments. And you even see it in the army or the military, I should say, with all your medals and decorations. And like, I mean, like, yeah, sure, like women are like, you know, they use makeup and dress up, but like dudes are showy as fuck, dude. And that's probably how women got that way.
But it's crazy though, because that's not even the way society works anymore.
No,
Yeah.
I know. So it's a totally
Women are expected
outdated.
to go out and do all the but still that idea lingers.
It does.
And it's crazy.
Sticks with us. We have a lot of artifacts like that don't serve us
make
in
sense anymore.
modern society,
No.
but are left over from hunter-gatherer
Absolutely.
times.
Yeah, we gotta rethink it.
I'll teach you the pressure. Oh
I
God,
see
dude.
that. See,
Y'all should start a fucking tag
listen.
team. I think y'all could be at least the
If you're
Intercontinental,
not afraid of me,
if not the
you
world
should be, 'cause
heavyweight
you're gonna teach me the
tag
pressure
team
points.
champions. I don't want y'all to talk anymore.
I've always wanted to learn karate.
You can't be friends with Lily.
Lily, just message me later.
I'm scared for my life.
Oh, you should be. But yeah, so yeah, but it's crazy. I mean, yeah, the world as it is now is just so different than it was in that time when they were cavemen, you know? Even as far back as like the 50s and stuff. That's how society worked back then, you know? But here's something crazy. I don't know if you read about this today. Did you read about I think it is called Act 22. I can't remember the actual name of it. The SAVE Act, I think, that they're proposing. Oh, so if this act passes in the US, women that are married, or people that are married to a spouse and have taken that spouse's last name, are no longer eligible to vote.
What?
Take that in. I swear. It's they're not eligible to vote if you have married somebody and taken their last name. That's not going to be a thing. You're not going to be able to vote anymore.
No more voting for you.
Yeah, and that's you can't register to vote after that. It's something about if you have a passport with your original name, you're still able to. It's worth looking into because I've just started reading about it. But that's the gist of it, and that's insane. That is insane. It's crazy over here right now. You know, I don't know what's going on in these other countries, but oh my god, like it's wild.
I'm glad they stopped that bill, that citizenship bill. Like if you're born in America, you should be a citizen.
Yes, that's always been the thing. Land of the free, home of the brave. Like that's
always-
how our country was built.
Yeah, if you're born here,
It's the Constitution.
it's
That's
your home.
birthright.
Like
That's always been a thing. Man. No, I don't really want to get into politics even, but it's crazy. It's just like it's a wild ride.
well, you cannot get into politics and still say that they're all crooked and
Oh,
fucked up.
absolutely.
I mean, like you can't. Like they suck, dude. Politicians suck. Our politicians are not serving us on either side.
No.
I'll fucking say it, dude. Like it's all crazy and it's all a knee-jerk reaction, and it's like it's like childish back and forth.
That's what it is. Like
You know,
two toddlers going at it. You know,
it's like
I have the truck. No, I want the truck. Like,
they're like, oh, you unfollowed me on Facebook. Okay, I'm gonna go block you on Instagram. Okay, well, I'm gonna fucking delete. You know, and it gets every action has to one up the last action, and it's just getting more and more ridiculous.
crazy. Crazy.
And there's no consensus. There's no debate. Even it's not even debate. It's just you know, because it's not logical.
Yeah.
It's just I don't even fucking like infantile. You know,
Yeah,
fuckery.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to describe it.
Man, anybody with like some sort of common sense can look at it and see like, oh my god, this is crazy.
But it's like, how do you fix it? I don't know. But anyway.
Well, yeah.
But you can't. So you just fix what you can fix, right? And you work on yourself and you work on your community and you know, you radiate as far out as you possibly can. But I think it starts with yourself. And I think too many
Everything
people
does.
want to fix something in the world instead of fixing something in themselves.
That's the most powerful thing you can do, because it's not about the outside sources. That's nothing you can control. The only thing that you have any kind of reign over is yourself and your own soul and your, the way that you handle yourself through this life and the way that you act and how you treat people. And if everybody were to work on that a little bit, channel their kindness and compassion and their common sense to do something, then we'd have a lot better thing going on here. And I don't know, I feel like that's part of that's part of our purpose a little bit too, just to remind people how crazy the 3D world is, and that's not what this is about. It's not. This life is about love. That's all there is. I mean, at the end of the day, like what is life about? It's about the people that you love, and that's it. I mean, loving yourself, because that's all we have, when we end this ride. Nobody's on their deathbed just wishing they had bought more Lamborghinis,
Yeah.
You read stories about that all the time. People tell testimonies on their deathbed of what they regret and what they should have focused on. But yet, doesn't sink in for a lot of people, and I'm just here. I guess I'm here to spread that word, and maybe, make people realize, make them shake them.
And like, I would say to that, it's not fucking easy. It's not easy to disconnect from that matrix, and it's not
absolutely not.
easy to get away from that
It's not.
sense of responsibility to society, to your family. I mean,
Sure.
I felt like I was letting you down countless times,
Yeah.
and still do,
Yeah.
because I don't make more money,
Mhm.
and it's something I struggle with sometimes as a man, and especially as old as I am at this point, and
Oh, you're so old. What's it like to be that old? Is it?
well, it's complicated.
Oh, it's complicated.
But I mean, I think I'm doing better now than ever before.
The irony of that is, like, on the list of things that actually mattered to me, money is like it's the tiny.
Yeah, it's like if
Material stuff has never mattered to me, and like that's the irony.
if I made a lot of money, you would just give
wouldn't
it
even care,
all away. She would give it all away. I wouldn't. It wouldn't matter.
We wouldn't even have it anymore. If we made tons and tons and tons of money, I'd have a yard full of ponies first, okay? And I'd rescue all the animals. But then we'd be out giving it to people on the streets, like we wouldn't keep it. So it's silly. It's silly. Yeah.
Struggling to provide and be everything I need to be for the family. It's so hard.
Yeah.
It's so hard, HX, to be everywhere all at once, man. And when you're working a 40-hour week, it doesn't leave you that much time or energy sometimes to it's almost like you have to choose between your family or yourself for a lot of cases, dude. And a lot of men just white knuckle it. A lot of people do. I want to say men, even, like, you're speaking to that, masculinity type of thing, and, traditional roles in the sense of having to be a provider or whatever. Watu, how you doing, dude?
Hey.
You're just in time, dude. We'll upload this too, so you can catch what you missed later. But it's like, it's not you, dude. Yeah, I know exactly. You spend so much time caring for your family, dude, that you don't have much time for yourself. I know. I fucking know, dude. And it's not fair, but it's like,
But
it's not a sense of inadequacy with you, dude. It's just the model that we are forced into. And, I fucking, dude, you're a great dad. You're a great husband. I see you. I know what you do. Like, I love you, man. Thank you for everything you do. I appreciate that. I'm not even a part of that, but I just appreciate you being that for your kids and your wife, man, and putting that love out in the world makes it a better place. It makes my life better to chill and connect with you, and I don't know. Just appreciate y'all, man. Everything you do.
yeah, and I would also say that, your child and your wife sure love you unconditionally, no matter what you think that they think. If that makes sense, I don't think there's a thing as conditional love if you actually love somebody. So male or
Right.
female.
If it's conditional, it's not real.
Exactly. So, but I see how society would make you feel that way. Absolutely. You know. How about now? He's second. I bring the mic closer. So I'm just gonna talk like this from
That
now on.
mic is tricky. It is a learning curve to
It's
that
tricky to
mic.
rock up on this mic. Oh, squirrel. But yeah, I man, it's a tough subject for me personally to speak on because obviously I'm not a male, but I have known a lot of males and I have a lot of male friends, and I was raised basically by my dad.
You're like a dude. You're very
like a dude.
dude-like.
Dude, I'm not gonna lay. That's me.
It's
But
probably
very
part of why
true.
we get along.
That's true. It is very true. But yeah, I understand like the pressure. I totally understand the pressure, but it's not real. It's like self-induced, you know. It's us ladies aren't here. At least the ones that are worth it, thinking, you know, oh man, if that dude can't be perfect and like bring home $1 million a week, then I don't love him. Like, you know, I love you, but I don't love you. Like that's I mean, that's not real. That's not real love.
Dick Cheney. Speaking of love, I love you, dude. How are you?
Woo!
Great to see you, man. We're just talking about ADHD and talking about some gender identities that people like assume and find their way into, or like traditional roles, or feeling inadequate, feeling like juggling being a provider and also just being present for somebody. Oftentimes leaves you with not a lot of time for yourself, dude. It's pretty tough.
Yeah. It's man, I can't even imagine having a small human. Can I just say that?
Well, that's another whole dynamic too, because then you would argue sometimes about, over that. And
yeah,
I'm sure that's tough, man. I can't.
Yeah, we have a hard enough time arguing over the dogs.
Right. Yeah, we're still just trying to figure out how to raise these dogs, man. I can't imagine
Yeah.
piloting a small human.
Yeah.
You
It's
know,
an eternal battle. I know. That's what I'm saying. That like I can see where you would feel that way, but I guarantee you that people in your family don't feel that way about you, you know. So.
yeah, for sure, HX. I relate to that.
Mm-hmm.
Emiliana, thank you for the follow.
Hey there.
Welcome. We're talking about ADHD.
And stuff.
I'm glad to have you here. This is my lovely wife, Mrs. Zwar.
Isn't my love.
Also known as Amanda Antonio Redmond.
Oh, can I just say, let me say something funny, since I am on Facebook, and some people might see this that I grew up with. I feel as if I've disappointed my friends from high school because back in the day, I always said that when I got married, I was going to hyphenate my name just to mess with people. Because my maiden name is Antonio, which is 16 letters. And then I was going to make it even longer with something else because people can't even say that name. So I tried to do that. I tried to do it. And I went to the Social Security office after we got married.
They didn't have enough
They said,
spaces.
There's not enough room for us to put that on your Social Security card. They had no sense of humor, by the way, either. So I had to move my last name to my middle name. And now my middle name used to be Rose. And so now it's just with me. I have Rose tattoos. And that's like my grandmother's name. So that was like in remembrance of her. So I always have it as part of me. But man, I didn't let you guys down, okay? I did my best. But it's still funny because now if somebody says my whole name, it's still Amanda Antonio Redmond.
Italian, oh yeah. Italian.
It's Italian. It's a spicy meatball. That's me. I'm an Italian.
Okay, so your wife and kid both have ADHD, but you don't. Uh-oh. Oh no.
Italian and Mexican. That's quite the combination, I'm sure. But I guess the good thing is like Italian and Spanish are pretty similar. Yeah. Mexican, Italian.
Italiaxican.
So yeah, that's an interesting mix. But I have heard that one before though. So yeah. Yeah, well, I can dance. That's funny. So yeah.
Well, this could be helpful for you, Dick Cheney, because we'll talk about all the other shit that people might not want to talk about. We'll do our best to give you a perspective, an unbiased perspective of life with ADHD.
Oh yeah, we don't hold back. Trust me. There's no filter. If you couldn't tell, I don't think either one of us have a filter anymore. That happens with age, but also, when you just decide that you don't want to deal with people anymore.
I mean, I have enough of a filter to not get banned.
That's fair. With the help of me. Remember that time you tried to get naked on?
Yeah, actually.
Somebody's got to reel you in sometimes. It's ironic that it's me, because I'm normally the one like, yeah, do it.
Big Dick Cheney, thank you for supporting this kind of chaos, brother. Thank you all for your love and support. Appreciate the bits, dude.
Yeah, we really do. We appreciate you guys being here, big time. But
No,
yeah, honestly, we really just want to be here for you guys too. I mean, that's the point of all this, because like, I know that I've not been very present on social media, and I normally don't even like having my face on camera, but this is important to me because
Aaron Lee, what's up, brother?
Aaron Lee! Hello, dude.
Hey,
How
man.
are you?
Great to see you.
How are you? We got Facebook going on. We got Twitch going on.
I love this
There's a lot
man.
of
I used to
cameras.
play music with Aaron.
Really?
Aaron is fucking
Hi,
awesome, dude.
Aaron. Hey. We've got Facebook going. We're also on Twitch. So if you see us looking at different cameras, that's why.
Crazy. I have no idea what to talk about. Squirrel.
Yeah. That's it. All its fails.
Don't you have bullet points? Are we even going by this?
Off tangent, like into the basement right now. But you know what? We're gonna get back on track here. But mostly, I was going to say that the inattentive type.
Oh, dude, I can help you with that. For real. Like, because he's Army and his daughter has ADHD.
Oh.
Like, if you need to, hit me up, dude. I can give you insight on that.
Yeah, he's got some experience with that one.
My dad is 06, retired 06, and I was raised very Army, and
yeah,
fucking, it didn't sit well with me, dude. I disliked my dad strongly for a long time, dude. It was weird because he was like my hero growing up, his G.I. Joe, and I'm like, and then like George Bush happened, and I'm like, which the whole Bush is hilarious. We won't even get into that. Fucking now, watch this drive. I mean, but just like I was disillusioned, I thought like my dad was a good guy all the time, and then I'm like, some things that are happening, I'm like, and that he would say, I'm like, how do you just go along with shit like this? And it's like, well, it's my job, You
kind of have to, right? And sign the papers.
Yeah. And I respect it, dude, and I appreciate it at this point. I thank everyone for their service and fucking.
Yes, thank you. I was going to say that. Thank you for your service.
Tremendous respect and appreciation. You know that, brother. I'm not afraid of a fight, and sometimes that's what you got to do. But it's just like I just wanted my parents. Hey, pizza, what's good, dude? I just wanted my parents to admit to me that like the system was fucked up and I was right. You know what I mean? And they like weren't able to do that. I feel like because it would compromise their position or something.
Catch
or like,
22.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now they can admit that, but like,
sure.
So at the time, it was really hard for me to reconcile that, and like led for a lot of static with my dad in particular.
Right.
My mom just kind of like went along with my dad because she loved my dad and trusted him and stuff. And,
sure.
It is what it is, but I can relate to that feeling. I can't take verbal instruction whatsoever. So when you're saying like she's fidgeting and stuff, I totally get that. Like ADHD people, man, we can't really take verbal instruction sometime. And like, I don't know why we have to learn things a different way. And that is a difficult thing about it sometimes,
I have
honestly.
to do things to learn them. I have to actually like touch them to
Aaron,
be hands-on to learn.
You got the ADHD too, brother? I got diagnosed, Aaron, at 37, 36.
I don't know. How old are you? Where are we?
I was 36.
2 years ago. So, well,
No, it hasn't been 2 years. I've only been on medicine for a year.
Really?
Yeah.
Sure, 36 sounds good.
So I didn't know, I spent all this time growing up like wondering why I'm weird and
Yeah. Yeah. It's yeah, no, really it is very hard to take verbal instructions. I just saw that he said it's learning, he's learning. So you can be more compassionate, but yeah, it's people think that we're just trying to be dismissive or not paying attention, but I swear it's just my brain will not do certain things that society thinks it should do or people in a learning situation or school think it should do. I can't follow verbal instructions.
you have to write it down for me.
I have to look at it. I gotta look at it at least. But like I said, the best way for me is to actually do it. That's why I'm like, you're like, if you're doing something, I have to grab it and be like, no, I need to learn how to do it.
Yeah, it's doing by experience.
Yeah.
Does she know she's doing it? It's not even nervous. It's just like
can't compute.
Some people, ADHD is literally a learning disability. And that's a big part of it. That's why I had trouble in school, dude. And I wouldn't listen to the teachers and they'd get mad at me because I wouldn't listen to them. I would read the book and I would answer the questions and I would learn by reading and doing and interacting and things like that. Posture, I feel like you should work on posture, dude. Like, I wish somebody had taught me about posture earlier in life.
Sure.
And I want to have great posture now, but my fucking microphone is low and shit. And like posture is so huge, dude, because it affects how you feel. If you walk around like fucking tired, shitty, like you're gonna feel that way, dude. Like, look at it. Like if you walk around like, hello, I am here to talk to you today about ADHD. Like it's just you have a sense of power, dude. You stick your chest out. Like if like in yoga, makes that connection very evident for me that our body and mind and emotions and thoughts and all that are connected. And we should use them in conjunction, to get the best possible results. The posture thing, I think, definitely work on that. I think that's important, and I wish somebody taught me that more. The attention to detail, it may not even be that she's not paying attention. It's like it's a literal learning disorder. I would go in a gas station and I'd be lost as fuck, dude. And this is a great example of how I really need the information that the clerk is giving me, and I can't retain it. I'm doing my very best to hang on to every word, but then I'm trying to relate things to different things because that's what ADHD kind of is too. It sparks all these associations, and if I can't make the association in a meaningful way, then I don't hear the next thing he said because I'm trying to make that association so I can comprehend.
Yes.
And I can't watch YouTube videos, dude. If I'm stuck in a game or something, I do not have the fucking patience to watch a guy take 10 steps to get to a ladder. I just needed to say, use the ladder. I need shit to be like written down.
I mean, that's me too. It's like, I don't want to hear about what happens in between here and there. I want to know how I get there. Like, I just want to get there.
Didn't want her on stimulants. How old is she? I'm just curious because I'm kind of glad I didn't take the medicine younger. Honestly, I want to medicate myself for like, hey, Jay, what's up? Dr. Bad Vibes. Connor, great to see you all. I didn't want to, erase myself or something either. And I kind of value some of the experiences I had when I was younger because, they taught me compassion and empathy, and they taught me what it's like to get bullied and to feel like shit and feel left out. And like, now I can talk to people and connect and speak to some of those things. And I have that perspective, and I can even more than empathize. I'm like, yeah, that's exactly me too. Like, we're the same.
And I do want to point out though, I don't know how old your daughter is or if you said that yet, but people with ADHD not necessarily have dyslexia, but a lot of the time have a thing called dyscalculia, which is they invert numbers. So it happens to me a lot if I'm looking at 4s and 6s my whole life. 4s and 6s, 6 might as well be 4, 4 might as well be a 6, because if I'm remembering a number and writing it down, I don't know which one it is, honestly. And so even if I'm looking at it, I'll read a 4 as a 6, or I'll read a 6 as a 4. And that's a big thing with people with ADHD. That's a big thing that our brain does. So I'm not sure how she's doing in math and things like that, but that's something to consider. And also, dyslexia is pretty prevalent in people with ADHD, not as much so as the dyscalculia, but it is a thing too. So that's something that could be maybe adding to the attention thing. So
Can I catch up some
Okay,
chat? Thank you all too, man, for participating
for
and talking,
sure.
sharing your experiences. I think this makes it so much more valuable.
Totally. And
I want to
yeah.
read real quick. I'm going to get right back to Twitch and catch up Twitch. I'm glad your posture's getting better, HX, from the push-ups. That's dope. I fucking hate push-ups. That's another reason I didn't go Army.
That's another reason I'm going to beat you in the punch-out challenge.
All right, so my friend Aaron we're on Facebook here. I'm going to read your message to Twitch so they can hear it, and then we'll respond to that. I have a master's and studied it in depth, and I've come to find I don't think it's a disorder, but the inability to cope. I could definitely see that. I think that part of me was the way I was all along when I was a kid. I see some things going back to it, but I also know I didn't learn good coping strategies growing up, and I, abused substances, tried to self-medicate. Yoga and meditation helps me cope more than anything, even more than taking Adderall. I mean, I've been on Adderall the past couple weeks and I've been stressed, but I did yoga and meditation today and I feel more centered and stuff. I think absolutely it is influenced by environment. And our present environment is so flashy and grab your attention, and there's all these marketing techniques to have things flashing on screen so you can't look away, and like certain noises and certain things are engineered to keep your attention.
They're real good at it.
And we have all these like notifications on our phone. Something's always beeping at us or going off on us,
I'm going back to a flip phone.
Yeah. And like HX said, we're just pulled in so many different directions, and you feel like you don't have time for your family and yourself and your job and all those things. So how do you cope with that? I mean, not having enough time is not a problem that you can really solve. Sure. Time is a finite resource. You can always get more money. You can always get more stuff. You can get more anything except time.
Absolutely.
And yeah, how do you deal with that in an increasingly volatile, chaotic world that's not necessarily set up having our best interest as humans in mind, dude, because society does not have our best interest as humans in mind. Society caters to, a few people, and they make most of the decisions for us, and we accept that for some fucking reason. And the only reason that it goes on is because we accept it.
That's true.
And if we stop accepting it, it's going to stop happening.
Absolutely. If we all stopped giving celebrities so much power and so much attention, there'd be no more celebrities.
Right.
Just keep that in mind.
I know. Like, why?
Weren't always a thing. That wasn't a thing until,
Well, there are plants, too. There's a lot of industry manipulation and plants and inflation of numbers and things. But yeah, it's like if everybody hates fucking Jake Paul, dude, then why do I ever see Jake Paul?
Exactly.
Why,
Yep.
Why doesn't everybody just fucking ignore him?
Right, exactly.
Aaron says, we're way more stressed and can't move at times. Yeah, the overwhelm, the just being, salute, brother, cheers, thank you for the bits.
Yeah.
Jaeger bomb.
Jaeger bomb.
That's self-medication. Sometimes that's the only way.
Heinekens, medicate with some Heinekens and some Jaeger bombs. Cabs here.
The outcome that we know is ADHD. We are way more stressed, can't move. Yes, totally overwhelmed, and then you just shut down. Sometimes instead of, picking a thing to do, you can't pick a thing to do, so you're just frozen, crippled by the overwhelmingness.
And then you feel guilty because you haven't gotten anything
done. Then you do none of it and feel even worse, like even more of a piece of shit, and it compounds and compounds for years sometimes. Executive
dysfunction. I mean, that's what that is. It's just sitting, what you want to do. You know how you want to do it. But that's the problem. You're sitting there thinking about every step you need to take to do it. And so it's so overwhelming because you want to do it perfectly that you don't even start, because it's like, if I start it but I can't finish it, or if I mess it up, then like it's not worth it, you know? And you're like, oh my
wanting everything to be perfect. And I think that goes back to the rejection sensitivity,
absolutely.
dysphoria as well. Not wanting to hear criticism.
Yeah.
Says way more stress, can't move. If I have something to do at 4, this is a big one. If I have something to do at 4, I can't do anything until that's done.
Exactly.
Absolutely. I remember when days I'd have shows and just like sitting around until the show. No, I can't do anything, you know?
Yeah.
I have this thing later.
Exactly.
I can't brush my teeth.
Nope, can't do it.
I mean, that's a silly
Gotta
example.
go to this.
Some days it'll take 45 minutes to clean the whole house.
Yeah.
Just an opinion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. It's
up and down. That's the hard part too. It's up and down. Some days it's easier than others to people. You know?
Yeah. We're not taught the coping strategies. We're taught things that make people money, and the real effective things are not things that make people money.
Yeah.
The real effective things are taking time with yourself, working on yourself, go for a fucking walk, take deep breaths, you know, do some yoga. Like, none of that is really making anybody money, because those aren't products. Those are things that you already own.
Yeah, you can't buy that.
That's why it's such a great way to like take back your own power. You know, just get to, it doesn't have to be meditation, yoga. It's like everybody has their own way. For Gage, he said last night, it's gardening was his
whatever
connection,
works for you, whatever makes you feel peaceful.
ADHD means I'm on 3 phone calls and 8 texts away. Right. Sometimes doing those simple things are too much. And sometimes you just don't even get back to people because, you know, and then the time has
it elapses.
Elapsed too much. Yep.
And then you feel bad, and you just never end up calling. You're like, oh yeah, it's been 2 weeks. They probably are gonna be mad at me if I call them now.
Yep. Hey, we should hang, dude. Hit me up. I mean, I'm not far. I don't know. I think you're still around. Pretty close. We're in.
Where are we?
We're in. Where are we?
We are. Yep.
We're about an hour from the old shop, Aaron.
There you go.
Sometimes let me catch up Twitch chat. Okay. Dick Cheney would get frustrated because she would be dismissing my lectures and training. Yeah. I think my dad went through some of that. You know, he'd tell me stuff, and he was doing his best to tell me good advice and get me on the right track. And I like either couldn't comprehend it or didn't accept it sometimes. And
sure,
I think that was hard for him too.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yeah.
but that the next thing you say, I tell her never be afraid to fail. In fact, own it. That's how we learn. For me, I have to make my own mistakes, and that's been a hard one for me, dude.
Me too.
That's
Nobody's
been a hard
gonna tell
one.
me what to do, and I end up hurting myself.
Yeah,
by having that attitude.
I mean, it's you know, not the easiest way to go about things, but for some of us, we just have to learn that lesson ourselves. And I was kind of like that. I'm like, let me have the freedom to make my own mistakes and fuck up and learn from it. Sometimes as parents, I think you want to protect your kids from everything. And that sometimes can do them a disservice, because, I mean, it's hard to see them. I mean, but they need to get out there and they need to get hurt, and then they need to get back up. Yeah. Because that's like the only way. Like, you know, you can't protect somebody as much as you want to.
All you can do is be there.
That's a very noble endeavor. And, you know, I know that's coming from a place of love and stuff. And I'm sure that's a hard thing to take and understand. It's like, dude, I feel that way with people sometimes too, is that I just interact with. I'm like, dude, I'm trying to give you my experience and not to belittle you or condescend you, but from a place of love to help you and save you the trouble that I've been through. But, you know, sometimes it comes off as being preachy, or some people can't take verbal instruction. So, you know, I'd say it's just like, just communicate that with her, man. And just, you know, I mean, if y'all just talk about it and, you know.
I'm sure she'll appreciate it.
Yeah, just, you know, I'm sure it's frustrating too, though, sometimes when you're saying stuff and she's just like, squirrel, you know. But hang in there, bro. Be patient and, you know.
For sure.
You're a good dude, man, and I fucking love you, man. Appreciate you tremendously. And I'm sure it's weird raising kids, dude. I'm glad y'all do it and not me. Good kid, it just frustrates me. Right. I want her to have more confidence. Yep. I know. It's like, confidence can be a tough one, man. That's been a tough one for me and still is, but you guys help a lot with that, and the stream has helped a lot with that. And I got this lovely lady, Mrs. Zwar. Somehow she thinks I'm all right, and
pays me lots of money. I mean,
you make me feel good. I feel good, hanging out with you. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like I can be myself in a better way.
Yeah, because I'm pretty cool, huh?
I do.
And humble. Definitely humble.
So humble. Did I tell you guys how smart I am? I think it's best to hold off on the meds as long as possible as a last resort. Yeah, but some people are textbook reasons. Some kids, I think, even have to have meds, dude, because I know some kids in school who, like, couldn't make it. They would have fucking just, like, burned the goddamn school down, and you can't be having that. So it's a case-by-case situation for sure, but I'm glad I didn't take them until later, for sure.
Yeah, I think that's definitely, with kids, yeah, I would agree that.
I do wish I'd found him about 20 years earlier when I was starting to get real fucked up.
Yeah.
And like drinking and crashing cars and,
That's what I mean. I think once you become the age where you started getting in trouble, like that teenage age, that should be a time where maybe it should be considered if you know it's an issue, because could have saved your parents a lot of money buying vehicles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, could have saved a lot of consternation.
Well, there's insurance.
But you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that I did, probably because of ADHD, for a long time, that not the best decisions. So could have been helped probably a lot earlier than 36. That's all I'm saying.
I have to catch up chat or I'm going to be stressed as fuck.
You should catch up chat.
We got to get through things quickly for 2 minutes.
Wrap this up soon because we are killing my laptop soon, and it's just gonna be over.
Oh yeah, your battery's almost dead. Push-ups are too easy. It's muscle memory. I guess that's why I suck at them, because I never have done them because I always hated them. So I lack that muscle memory. Oh, you guys should have a push-up off. That'd be cool.
Who?
HX and Big Dick Cheney.
I thought you were saying me. I want in.
No, you'll win.
That's true. I don't embarrass anybody.
All right. Let's see. 60 today, getting there. Damn. Yeah, I would do 10 and be done. Kay, how are you? Did I say hey, Kay? If I didn't, I apologize.
Hey.
I'm just now catching up out of chat, so I haven't seen some of these messages yet. K Money, hope you're doing great. Squirrel. Off topic, but kind of related. I value my free time over anything else. I'd rather be poor than not have enough time to do what I want. Yeah. I mean, yeah, what's the point of having money? What's the point of working all the time if you can't enjoy it? And I know a lot of people like that, who...
That's always been my thought about freaking society and the 9-to-5s, man. Like, just the trance that they have everybody in. You're supposed to work 9 to 5, 40 hours a week for your entire life until you're too old to actually enjoy not having to do that. And I've always just refused that notion. That just seems so...
it's a weird cult.
It's not a way to live. I know.
Capitalism, society is a weird cult that you buy into.
Yes.
Yeah. And if you're so ostracized from it, if you are an outlier.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. You will conform. Papers, please. It's that kind of
thing. Or
will
shame you into conforming. Yeah. Not right now, Chief. I'm in the fucking zone. I tried using classical music for focus, but it put me to sleep. I learned that stuff like Cannibal Corpse or metal without lyrics. Yeah, I have so that too. Metal is really good for my focus, dude. I know. It is. I'll go to sleep and I'll be listening to it's like the craziest double bass and fucking distortion and all the way up, dude. And I'm just like out like a light. Yep. But sometimes the music is getting pretty dynamic, so they'll go from like having real quiet and then it'll like kick in with a and the drums and like wake me up. That's funny. What worked for me in school is I just turned my brain off. Yeah, if you can do that, that's great. We can't do that. Your daughter probably can't do that. No. Like, we can't turn our brains off, dude. Without fucking drugs sometimes, dude. Or yoga. Like yoga, meditation. You have to, but it takes like 2 hours, yoga takes time. Like,
Let me tell you a weird fun fact about me that nobody asked for. My brain never shuts off to the extent that when I wake up, to like just go to the bathroom in the middle of the night, my brain starts playing a random song that I haven't heard in like 20 years at full blast. And it's like something I've never even thought about but it never fails every single time. I don't know if anybody else has that experience with a neurodivergent brain, but every single time I wake up from being asleep, it's always like, like singing the Flintstones song or something that's just so random and it's just on repeat because it never shuts up. So there's that. Thanks for coming to my TED Talk.
I think that's part of why I like weed too, because it makes me less conscious of my dreams. So at least when I dreamed, my brain felt shut off.
Well, I'm not dreaming. I'm awake.
Yeah. I let my boy fuck up within reason. You gotta let him fuck up within reason. You want to keep them safe, but like let them make their own mistakes. If that's what they want to do. Some people are like that. Not everybody is. Some people can learn from other people's experiences.
Yeah, I envy those people.
I've never been one of them.
No.
I started doing one more each day. Oh, nice. 13 push-ups. Another one that grinds my gears about mental, putting my son through childcare 3 days a week at 10 hours a day. Can't do nothing about it because of money. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's so messed up system we got going on.
Yeah, like you should be able to raise your kids up, dude. Like society should make an allowance for that
or at
in
least
some
places
way.
of employment should have like some kind of daycare, right? Like if they're gonna make you come there and work for your money, you think at least
Mythic.
It's crazy. That's crazy.
Squirrel. Mythic, I love you. I'll sext you soon.
On that note, we're gonna wrap this up
I keep
because
forgetting.
our dogs, I can hear there's little tummies growling out there and they're barking and getting all crazy.
Well, hang on. Let me see what Aaron said real quick before we do. Yeah, dude, we keep just missing each other. Like you move wherever I just moved back from. Like the beach, Nashville, wherever it was. Like we just keep narrowly missing each other. So
it's like a Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan movie.
I put you on Craigslist, dude. Did you see my misconnection?
Meet me in Seattle.
Yeah, let's link up soon though, for sure. That'd be awesome. I need to connect more in real life, dude. I spend a lot of time on the computer. I got a lot of friends on the computer, but I don't get to catch up with a lot of friends from home, dude, and people I grew up with. And I feel like I burned a lot of those bridges because of things we just talked about. And dude, I just appreciate you hanging out. I'm like, it makes me so happy to see somebody like from back home that still fucks with me, dude, because so many people have abandoned me, dude. And I understand why, but it still makes me sad, dude, because I love some of those people and, wish I could have done a better job of staying connected. So thanks for being here, dude. If one wasn't taught coping early on, what would be a good way to learn? God, we were going to talk about that next week, actually.
Stay tuned next week.
Yeah, come back next week, dude. This is not a fucking ploy, but I just think that I literally I cut the shower off and cut the fan off and was like, wife.
Yeah.
And she came to the door and I'm like, I got an idea for the next podcast. Like, write this down. I was like, coping strategies for ADHD, especially for non-medicated. That's literally going to be our next show.
I'm my handy dandy notebook. You really did just say that.
And so we want to just take more time to get into that and get more input from everybody.
That's a big one for sure.
Hey, Charmed, great to see you. Seroquel helps trazodone, but the next day you're a zombie. Right, yeah. Yeah, they put me on Seroquel or trazodone or something once, and I had a bad experience. Being misdiagnosed for me got me on, a bunch of meds that almost killed me.
That's another thing, too. Do you remember when they tried to tell me that I was bipolar and they gave me the Seroquel?
Oh, yeah.
That's before I had the ADHD diagnosis. They said I was bipolar. And if you knew me, you'd know that I'm not. Never really high or really low. I'm just me. So it's really
you're not bipolar at all.
That was the weirdest diagnosis ever.
You were emotionally dysregulated because of the dopamine disorder.
Yeah.
Like we talked about last week.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's
beast mode. Man.
Hey.
Shrooms help, dude, but they wear off, and the integration is, temporary. The integration can be tricky, dude. I love plant medicine, and it's helped me a ton.
Sure.
But I think that it's good to have some guidance with that. I never had any guidance with that, and I'd have some bad trips and go to some places and like maybe take steps back instead of steps forward after certain sessions even.
Yeah, another real talk, another really effective thing, and we'll get into more of this next week. Ketamine. Ketamine really
Oh yeah, that's got the.
changed my life, and I'll get into that next week because if you're curious about that at all, I will tell you exactly what it was like.
And you only went like
twice,
twice, not even a handful of times.
2 times.
And I've taken. Well, we won't get into that. I don't know. I don't know what Facebook TOS is like.
To be
anyway.
Continued.
I have to brush up.
So, but husband, we're gonna wrap this up because we could talk all night. But we really appreciate you guys being here, and we love you guys. And if there's anything else that you want us to speak about in the further episodes, in the next episode, even put it in the comments here or in the Discord if you guys are in it on Twitch over here. Because we really we want to address what you guys are dealing with too. So, but thank you for watching our second episode of ADH Squirrel. I'll see you guys later.
All right, I'm gonna take just a second and wrap up, and I'll come help you feed dogs. Aaron, love you, brother.
Bye, man.
Hit me up. I got the same phone number. Lots of dopamine can lead to Parkinson's. That's scary. That's a scary thought. Thank you. Be right out. Gotta move this. You took ephedra and it made you listen in class? That's funny. I used to take all the trucker speed shit before I was medicated. And I never knew why I was so preoccupied or drawn to trucker speed, man. But I think it had something to do with that. Thank you guys, dude. Thank y'all very much. I hope we got to speak to everything y'all wanted to talk about. And if not, dude, come back next week. We could go on forever and ever about this. That's why we do the podcast. Thank you guys, dude. Thank you so much for being here.